Hey guys, how is your weekend going? Mine's going well. I just got back from a day of shopping, which is good, but it's about all I can handle. When I have to get out into society, back here in the States especially, it wears me down a little bit after a day. I was a little introspective thinking about that on the drive home. It's about an hour drive, hour and 15-minute drive home, so I was just kind of trying to process. I can be very impatient at times. Now, I don't show my impatience, and I'm not like rude with people, but it's like I'm walking around. It's like, what's that show, Walking Dead, or anywhere there's zombies. I just feel like I'm moving around in a world of zombies. You know, I don't know how I'm in the South. I'm in the deep South. I was in Pensacola today, which is a little bit different than a small town in Alabama, but not so much. Now, I don't know. I don't know if this is... you know, if the South is worse. I would say probably it is, but I think this is probably not different than what most of you people see. And what I'm getting at here is, you know, we sit around, and we talk about this all the time, splitting hairs, you know, about between raw veganism, raw 4, starch solution, any sort of high-carb, plant-based lifestyle. And I just like busted out laughing to myself one time today when I'm like, my God, like this mass of people that I see in this mall here, I don't think any of them are ready to receive any of these type messages that that we bat around in this YouTube community, or in this just this community in general. You know, I'm going to just start calling it the community. When I say the community, I'm just talking about everything that's related to this, anything that's, you know, about veganism, high carb veganism, getting to raw, being raw, eating more raw, eating fruit, being fruitarian, any of the various variations of vegan lifestyle. It's, you know, while we sit and split hairs, I just wonder, are we helping people? You know, is this extreme message helping people? I almost feel like we need to give people, introduce them to this thing, no matter what your opinion is on it, even if you're the most hardcore of the hardcore raw vegans. I think you would agree that I don't think somebody that is eating a sad diet, and especially, there's a lot of people we're giving them, you know, there's different levels of the sad diet. There's sad, and then there's boo-hoo fucking sad. Pardon my French, but there really is. There's a lot of different levels to it. There's some people that are eating sad that, yeah, I don't want to eat that, and it's definitely not optimal, but then they're way ahead of other people that are eating it. And I just wonder if, like, you know, whether it's them stumbling onto videos, stumbling into groups in social media, or if it's like people, like, you know, I don't know what your experiences are, like how you approach people when you try to give them some health advice, give them some tips, or try to help them with any problems they're asking you about related to food or health. Because I just, honestly, from the people I see around me, I just can't imagine, like, in your average conversation here, just jumping in and talking about raw veganism with anybody around here. I don't even know that I could jump in and talk about any sort of form of veganism. I think I would have to definitely disguise the message a little bit and just try to get them where they are. You know, reach out to them at wherever they are and use whatever vocabulary and use whatever methods that might help them make some healthy changes in their life. I just think I think raw veganism, if you explained raw veganism to them for about 3 minutes, I think most would scream and run in terror, or either just laugh at you like, are you a nut? Are you out of your mind? So that's why I really think a lot of times, you know when to just talk about a plant-based lifestyle. Know when to talk about adding in a lot more fruits and vegetables into your lifestyle. Because, yeah, I mean, this just reinforces it for me when I get out amongst humanity and I'm out in crowds and I'm out in grocery stores and I'm out in where people are and I see the public. I don't see the public that much. No, they are not ready. They are so far gone. I mean, and to be, you know, anything we can give them to even help a little bit, you know, even if they're not going vegan, just to get, like, there's people that don't even eat fruits and vegetables. My mother was telling me about a lady that, her maid that comes and cleans her house once a week, has a boyfriend and a son, and neither one of them will eat vegetable whatsoever. Now we're talking about they probably wouldn't be eating that great anyway. We're talking about not even like some green beans on the plate with steak and taters or fried chicken and mashed potatoes. I mean, no vegetables, no how. So there's a lot of people here, and there's probably a lot of people in your life or around where you are that don't eat fruits and vegetables whatsoever. So let's don't get so caught up in, like, you know, converting them full force, you know, right from step one. I think we need to work a little bit more on trying to, if you're interested in helping people, on bringing them in little by little. Just introduce it, you know, taking a few steps back and introducing more people to the idea of having more fruits and vegetables in their diet. And then maybe the next step is to have a good percentage of fruits and vegetables in their diet, and working up to having a majority of fruits and vegetables in their diet. But, you know, we can preach and we can have our beliefs and we can want people to do it exactly how we're doing it, or we can think that this is the cleanest version, this or that. But if they're not going to receive the message, all we're doing is flapping our gums. And I just think there's a lot of people out there not ready to receive the message. Now, like I say, I don't ever, you know, sometimes people think I'm being critical. I'm just trying to share ideas. Like, for me, this is about trying to help people, trying to get the message out there. It's not about winners, losers, who's smarter, whose way is better, or knocking anybody. It's just about trying to use whatever method we can to bring more people to a healthier lifestyle and stop all the disease that we see that is so prevalent in society today. I think we could use, you know, one thing I'm not liking so much on social media, but I do like it because I like to see what I like to see, is so many pages, groups, places where we go are so much of a niche. They're a very small niche, like it's about, not even about raw veganism, but about this very stringent form of veganism. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not criticizing that. I understand those, and I like to have pages like that. Because I mean, as a raw vegan, I like to interact with, you know, I want to give back and I want to help people sometimes that aren't where I'm at. But I also want people that are further down the road than me. I also want people that are cleaner than me to connect with and get plugged into that raw vegan energy. Because yes, I do personally believe in the raw vegan lifestyle. But I would like to see, and maybe somebody will take the ball and run with this. Maybe we need a group that's created where, you know, everybody can kind of live. It's not about espousing one particular brand of high-carb veganism, but where we could, you know, where you could have raw vegans, Raw-to-4 people, starch solution people, any people that do a high-carb vegan lifestyle, in, you know, all discussing different methods and different approaches. And, you know, people could, if it just didn't get so dogmatic and everybody has to, their egos get involved and they have to be, you know, I know that wouldn't, I'm not sure that would last for very long because some egos would come in and then it would turn into an argument. Whereas I would just like to see a group that's a whole bunch of different methods, talked about how they eat, and then people that wandered in that were new to this, that were trying to improve their health, they could take what resonates with them. Just kind of brainstorming right now. There could even be, you know, there could be different levels. You know, I like that too. I like the idea of trying to, just, like I said a minute ago, of trying to pull people in. You know, just get them eating more fruits and pull them in further and further and further and further until they're eventually introduced to raw veganism, and then they can make the choice for themselves. They can decide what works for them. Because, like I say, I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to sit here and debate people, and usually I will not even respond, you know, when somebody tries to suck me into one of those discussions. But come on, we all know that if you look where the masses are right now, even just converting to a vegan lifestyle, a plant-based lifestyle, a mostly plant-based lifestyle would be just night and day. They would see huge improvements over where they are now. Anyhow, I'm going to go. Not going to ramble on today. Just something I was thinking about in the car. Something maybe you want to think about in your personal life, whether you're online or whether you're sharing with people. Because it's not about us being right. It's about us. Well, I shouldn't say us. It's not, because I can't speak for other people. It's not about me being right. It's about me trying to reach out to as many people as possible. And however I have to do that, that's what I'm going to do. Anyhow, You guys have a beautiful rest of the weekend, and I love each and every one of you. Peace.